Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. I am back to watching Craft Roulette on Friday nights, and I'm going to be making a card for today based on this past Friday's episode, Craft Roulette number 246. If you have never seen that, I'll have a link to the episode below, if I can get my finger pointing that way, in the description box. They spin a wheel every Friday night and tell you what kind of card you need to make, what colors you need to use, an element that you need to put on there, and something random that you have to use. So today, for my project, I needed to make a holiday card. The color I need to use is trees. The element that I need to include is a drinking vessel. And random, I needed to use something from the floor. So I decided on a Valentine's Day card. And the tree color I thought of like a cherry tree in blossom, so whites and pink color trees people were thinking. And I'm going to throw in some brown for the wood color of the tree. The drinking vessel, I have this die from Spellbinders. It's the large die of the month from December 2023. It was Cheers to Us. It's a wine bottle and some glasses. So these are the drinking vessels. And random needed to be something from the floor. And I found this piece of acetate on my floor from some packaging I was using on the other day's video. So I'm using that. Okay. Today's card's going to be pink. And the pink I'm using happens to be GinaK's Dusty Rose. You can use any color you want. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch line, folded it, and creased it with my bone folder. And then I have 2 pieces of white. And these are different cardstock, so you can see they're different colors. I don't know if you can quite see it. They're different shades of white. But that's okay, because this is going to go on the inside. This measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And for the outside, I used Waffle Flowers 5 by 7 lacy layers. And this piece measures 4 3/8 by 6 3/8. And then I'm going to have a very thin black border just to kind of set off the pinks and the whites. I thought they looked nice together. This black measures 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. And then I have scraps of gold cardstock and white. I'm going to do a lot of ink blending. Oh, yeah, and I need my piece of acetate. It just needs to be the size of my bottle. And I already cut that out to save some steps. All right, so let me start ink blending. Now this bottle, I thought I'd go with, I don't drink alcohol, but I think there's something out there called like a pink rosé. So I'm kind of going with the pink theme here. Pardon me. So this makes a nice bottle. And this piece will go here along with this going up here. So I only really need to ink blend the middle portion. So I've chosen 2 colors of pink. One is the Dusty Rose, and that's the color of the cardstock. And the other one is a medium Carnation. I'm not sure which is going to look better. So I'm going to start with the Dusty Rose. And I'm just going to color my bottle. And I can see I'm going to have to use a heavier hand. Not that heavy, but that's okay. That portion will be covered. But my glasses are going to have some of this wine in it too, so I don't want to go all the way up with my color. I think I'll go up to about here. Let me see what the medium Carnation looks like. Just put a little bit on the bottom here in case I don't like it. I think that, that adds a nice warm tone to the Dusty Rose. And I really got to get some ink on here. And I'm swirling it. And I'm trying to cover it mostly, but I'm leaving some areas lighter and some areas darker on purpose, so that it looks like there's liquid in here. And then I'm going to put the acetate over this when I'm done, so it'll actually make it look like a bottle. And now I'm going to take, let's set this brush aside for a moment because I'll need it again. I want to use some gray. I'm trying to find my gray brush. There we are. I'm going to use soft stone, and I'm going to color the rest of the bottle in a gray to kind of make it look like a glass bottle. And I'm going to bring that down a little bit into my pink. All right. So that's my bottle so far. And I see there's another slight lag in the communication. Now, this set included 2 different wine glasses. One shorter. I used to see this kind in the early 60s and 50s shows. Looks more like a cocktail glass, but I want to use the wine glasses. Now I'm going to take the same pink and I'm going to go Dusty Rose. Oh, I need the inserts for that. The inserts, this is going to go on top, and this is going to make it look like you have wine in the bottom of your glass. Those I'm coloring the color of the wine, the Dusty Rose with a heavy hand. And then I'll come back with the medium Carnation to kind of even it out and give it that tone that the bottle has. And I'm really pressing hard on these bristles to the point where I'm kind of flattening them out. And I don't know if you can tell how by taking that medium Carnation and putting it over the Dusty Rose, how it gives it a little bit different color. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, for my wine glasses, I'm going to do that in the gray. So I'm going back with the soft stone. Now, the wine bottle, I'm going to put acetate over. I tried to figure out how to do the acetate on the wine glasses, but you really couldn't glue it down anywhere unless I just did it on the top part. It would be so cool if someone had an adhesive that worked on acetate that you couldn't see it at all. Wouldn't that be amazing? Whoever thinks of that, I'll buy stock in it. Now watch, somebody will already do that. Okay, now those wine glasses are done. So I'm just going to glue in my wine here. My wine into the glass. And I'm going to get that so it's actually covered in the bottom of the glass. There we go. And the same with this one. All right. Now, okay, I'm going to put the acetate on the bottle. And I will be gluing this behind. So I need to glue my gold down first. And I don't want to use a whole lot of glue. So that's going to get stuck down to that. Along with this. It's going to go up at the top. I put it in the gold because I see bottles of on TV where they have them wrapped in foil and all that kind of fancy stuff. So I wanted this to be a fairly fancy bottle of wine. Now I can now glue on the back of this in those particular spots. But I'm being gentle because it's not going to stick down yet. I'm going to have to put something on it to hold it and let it dry while I put everything else together. So I'm going to set this over here clear off a spot, and get my large acrylic stamping block, and I'm just going to set that down right on top and let everything dry. Now, there is a little label that goes across the bottle, and it'll go across this way, and it cut out "Love You." So I'm going to leave this part white, but I want this to be red. I need to get that touch of the red, because cherry blossoms, or at least what I remember, they have a little bit of red in the center. So I need to add that. And I want this red. This is red velvet. And I want that to be dark red. Okay. So that I'll glue down right on there. And that will look nice. Now there's also a bow that you can put on the wine bottle, and I'm also going to make that red. And I'm really pressing down on here because I want this red. Now, I could have colored this in with the alcohol ink markers. That would have worked perfectly. All right. I'm going to clean up the red here because I now need to do my cork. And I guess I could get red in the brown, but I don't want red in the brown. So I'm just going to clean this off a little bit with my tidy towel. Now, for the top of the cork, I'm going to do Sandy Beach, which is like a very light tan. Kind of looks like corkish. But for the bottom of the cork, because this has little, I don't know if you can see it, it has little open areas where the color is going to pop through from the back. And so I want this to be dark, and so I'm going to use warm cocoa, and I'm really getting it dark. Because a tree trunk has different shades of brown. That's where I'm going with this. Anyhow. All right, and I believe I am done ink blending. I'll find out when I start putting the card together and adding embellishments, etc. Just clean that off and put my covers back on. Okay, pardon me. Now, I'm going to use my little glue bottle and to glue down this "Love You" onto that and get the pin out. Gets a little wintertime in my fingers. Don't like to pull things out of a bottle as easily as they did. I think I'll try. There we go. All right. And I'm just going to put a thin layer of glue. Now, double-sided adhesive would work nicely on this. Come on, glue, come out of the bottle. I'll use one of these. There we go. Add a little bit of a glue on it. I'm just kind of going between the letters because there's not really a whole lot of room here to glue. Double-sided adhesive would work great here. Get that in the right spot. So that looks pretty good. Okay. All right. Just need to get the card and start putting things together. For this back, I'm just going to use for the inside back of the card. Just going to glue that down. I might take, when I'm done, I might take a little bit of glossy accents to put on the wine glasses just to make them look okay. Now I'm just going to glue this piece down. Some black cardstocks have a smoother side and a rougher side. It doesn't really matter which one you use. I just wanted the smooth side up. Okay. Now, here, I want to stamp a sentiment on here. I got a little smudge here, so I'm going to turn that around, and that's where my glue bottle will be. I've pulled some. Let's see if this is dried yet. I got a little bit. I'm going to get a wet wipe because I got a little bit of glue on the gray, or on the gray. Yeah, on the gold. And that'll wipe right off with a wet wipe. All right. And that is going to go here. I kind of want that angled a little bit. And then I'll have my wine glasses behind the bottle. Kind of like that. That's just to give me a little bit of placement. So I have up here to put a sentiment. And let's see. I think I'm going to use this from Hero Arts. This is their DC 175 Love Stampin' Cut. I'm going to put the Happy Valentine's Day on there. And I kind of, well, no, I'm going to put some embellishments on the glasses. I kind of wanted to put something on the glass itself, but I will put an embellishment on there. So I'm going to use Happy Valentine's Day. Get out my stamping platform. Where you get things out to get ready for a video, and you put things where you know they're going to be, and then you forget where you put them. All right, so if I put that up in this corner, and that stamp has a little bit of a extra piece of silicone or whatever the stamp's made out of. I'm going to put that right across the top. And I'll use my VersaFine Clair Nocturne for that. And that is here up on the top corner. I'll do one more. I still want to add some more stamping. I'll think on that. Now I want to do a little bit. I'm going to put you on pause because I'm going to get a stencil. I want to do a little bit of stenciling in the background here. I think that'll make a big difference. Hold on. Couldn't find a stencil I wanted, but I found this background stamp that looks like writing. You really can't read any of the words. It's more like scribble, but it looks like an old letter. So I want to put that in a little box in the background of this. So I'll get my stamping platform again, but I don't want it all over the card. I really don't. So I'm going to put this here in the middle. And I'm just going to take some acetate and mark off where I don't want it to be. This is how I end up with acetate on my floor. Move this one over slightly. And a little bit down here. And a little bit right there. So I only want the stamp to be right there in the middle. Now I'm going to have to cut this acetate, or it won't fit. Not to worry, that was just extra packaging. Now get on there, stamp. Oh, gotta take the backing off the stamp or it won't stick. Now I only want this to be light, so I'm just going to go very lightly with the soft stone ink. I'm going to rub it. I know you're not supposed to do that, but sometimes that works good for me. And I just want this to be light. Just to add a little something to the background. Perfect. I'll bring that up where you can see it a little bit better. It's just right in the center. I have no idea where the stamp came from. I believe I got this at the lady. There was a lady up the street from me who used to have a scrapbooking and card making business, but she went out of business and became a school bus driver instead. So she had a garage sale and I bought a lot of her stuff. She didn't have a business selling the supplies. She made the scrapbooking pages and taught people how to scrapbook, etc. All right, I think I'm done stamping now. So now I can put this on the front. Yes, I do like that stamped background. You can do this with any stamp that you might have. Just put it in a very light color and just ink it up ever so slightly so that it really doesn't distract from your card in general. And I don't have any ink smudges on here, but if you had an ink smudge or got something on it you wanted to cover up, that would do it too. All right, let me grab my bottle. Now the bottle's going to be popped up, so I'm going to put the glasses down first. And I want them, let's see if I'll stagger them, kind of like that. So this one's going to go flat in the back first. Get a little bit on the stem. And then this one I'll bring down here. Okay, now the bottle, I still need to put the cork on here. So I'm going to put the cork together. This little piece will go on that little piece. Slide it down just where I want it. I like this die set. It's got a lot of little pieces though. Now this will go sticking out kind of like that. So I'm just going to put that down. I'm just going to use a little piece of Scotch tape. A handy thing to have in your craft room. This will just hold it temporarily because once I put everything else on, okay. Yeah, that looks good. Had the placement just so. Now I need to put this I love you on, and I will do that after I get this down. I'm going to pop this up, so I'm going to use my wide foam tape, and I'm hoping that this will be the right size for the neck of the bottle. Oh, I think it will. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'll put a strip down the center. And then just a piece on each side. And then I just need a very small piece for the cork. Okay. All right. And that wine bottle, I want to be, I think, right here. Oh, that is looking nice. That's quite reflective. All right, I'm going to put the I love you. And that looks like it'll fit right there. Not I love you, but love you. And I'm going to need to put a little something on here to hold it. Because drawing on acetate can be a little bit of a challenge. I'll put the stamp back. Okay, now I've got the that ought to do it. Now I want to put the ribbon on. And Now some embellishments. I've got, I have my usual clear rhinestones, but I also have these bright red and then these red hearts. Now this die set did come with, I don't know if it's in here, a little heart, but it's tiny, and I really didn't want to use a teeny tiny one. I want a big old heart. And I don't know, I'm going to put it in, that's too big. All right, that is too big, so I'm just going to get my red. Okay, where is it? I'll just use my red alcohol marker, and the best red for this is R872 Tomato. And then I'll bling this up. I thought it was going to be too small, but I didn't really judge my heart stickers. Hopefully that'll match, color matches fairly well. And if I bling it up, that'll look nice. I'm going to pop this up just a hair. So I'm going to use a little round foam dot. Well, I got a couple of them. I only need one. Whichever one I can get off my finger first, that's the one I'm going to use. When you get older and it's wintertime and you have old Arthur in your fingers, that tends to want to keep you from doing what you'd like to do as much as you'd like to do it. I'm going to put, I want to put some of these rhinestones on here. Oh, I didn't do the center here. You know, I'm going to do that red also. I've already got the ink on my board, so I'm just going to color that with my alcohol ink marker. Give that a good couple coats. Glue that on. I'll have to clean that off with some rubbing alcohol later. Hold that down for just a moment. I have my clear rhinestones, but I'm going to get my domes. Just a second. I have some clear iridescent that I think would look nice on here. That doesn't want to stay. You stay down. Because it might look more like bubbly bubbles. I maybe have a couple coming out of the glass. Do some tiny ones up here. Maybe a tiny one over there. I don't know. I'm just placing them down, see how it looks. And I'm not liking it already. Nope. But I do like the little tiny ones on the background. So I'll put a couple of them throughout, I think. Do I have any more tiny, tiny ones? Let's get my wax pencil here. I'll put a bigger one over there. Yes, it needs one in the center of that heart. Okay. All right, that's it for the rhinestones. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on them. Just needs a little daub. And that, I left the lid off. You know, one of those days, trying to get everything done before the holidays. And I lost that rhinestone. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. And I tend to get a little busy. Yes, I'm glad I did the stamped background. That adds a little something to this card. And I'm going to add some stickles. And I am going to try some glossy accents. I'll do the glossy accents first on here. I'm going to take a brush and smooth those in here. Have a larger brush. This, when it dries, will make it look shiny. I'm just smoothing that out. All right. Okay. Now, I almost want to put one of these big rhinestones with a smaller one on the label. Okay, why not? Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stickle that. I want this to shine, and I want the ribbon to shine. And I'm just using diamond stickles. And just a little dab will do it. You don't need a lot. Just need to smooth it around. And I got to keep my hand out of the glossy accents. So far, so good. Okay. Let's see. Now, I think that's my card. So let me see if I've met all the parameters for this one. On a holiday card. Yep, I have a Valentine's card. The color of trees, and I chose the blossoms on a cherry tree, which are pink, white, and red. And then I've got the browns for the tree trunk. Need to have a drinking vessel. Well, all three of these are drinking vessels. And random, I needed something from the floor, which the acetate was on my floor. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.